After finishing my first official book on FasterEft, I told myself I wouldn't write anything else, not even a short article, at least until the end of the year. But you know how resolutions sometimes go. They fade away. In my case, it didn't take long. And here I am again with a new article. And surprise, it's about FasterEft again. Nothing kicks me into gear like the successes of clients and people who are brave enough to try this method and then share their experiences. Sometimes I even think I made a mistake because I forgot to warn them. Things can happen that nobody consciously intended. To explain what I mean, we first need to understand something medicine still hasn't fully embraced: the connection between mind and body. Conventional medicine often treats them as separate. In truth, the mind is an inseparable part of the body, so closely linked that talk of separation makes little sense. Depending on how we think, our feelings automatically manifest in the body. Simply put, when we think about good things, we feel good, and our body lets us know through sensations that the brain later labels as pleasant. The same goes for negative thoughts. They generate sensations the brain evaluates as negative, because that's how we feel them. Our ordinary mind has two basic parts: the conscious mind, which some of us meet from time to time, and the hidden part we may not know much about yet. Some people know far more about the so-called subconscious, unconscious mind and can use its features more effectively than others. Still, it's hard to fully grasp something with so many functions. It regulates every heartbeat, controls digestion, and coordinates every muscle as we rush to work, while performing millions of other tasks that keep us alive, including communicating with more than 50 trillion cells in our body. For our purposes here, the key is to focus on what the subconscious stores from our past, and what can happen when we unintentionally resolve a specific issue using FasterEft. Our subconscious has an amazing capacity to record virtually everything we live through. It's a vast recorder that started filling up at birth. Some events, less significant ones, are stored deeper and are harder to access. Others keep surfacing in our minds and drive how we respond in certain life situations. Based on what we've experienced, we learn to feel specific feelings and emotions that either support us or don't support us. If we repeatedly experience certain adverse emotions, there can be unpleasant consequences, sometimes with a serious impact on the body. Do you think, for example, that a heart attack just happens? Maybe yes, maybe no. Interestingly, one study found that those most affected by heart disease are people who experience long-term dissatisfaction at work. Be honest, how many of you paused and thought, don't worry, I didn't mean to scare you. Or maybe just a little. But that's a side note. The real subject of this article is why some things sometimes disappear. I mean physical things, in and on our bodies. What about eczema? How could eczema be linked to the mind? Wow. Oh, whoa. For many, eczema is a stubborn problem. People buy miracle creams that cost money and don't work. Or if they do, the relief is temporary and the eczema returns. For some, perhaps it helps. In most cases, it doesn't work that way. Is there a real solution that could bring lasting relief? I believe there is. I also believe your eczema can vanish, seemingly out of nowhere. Every symptom, pain or illness, is a warning signal that, in some way, the body is struggling and needs our help. With methods like FasterEft, we can target and release symptoms. Sometimes, however, something unexpected happens. We don't always know exactly which event, pattern of thought, or habit led to the eczema. Sometimes we don't even want to dig into that. We just focus on another issue, perhaps an emotional one. We process memories, one after another. And one day we notice that something is suddenly missing. Here's what a client wrote to me just yesterday. And one more absolutely great thing happened. My eczema that I've had for years just disappeared from my hands. I wasn't even thinking about it. One day I went to scratch and realized there was nothing there. I used to have it bleeding many times, The dermatologist said it would only get worse in winter. Sorry that this excerpt is out of context. There was no other way to share it briefly. In short, this client had asked me for help with a panic attack. If you're not sure what a panic attack is, you can read a separate article about it. The point is, she chose the path of change, jumped in with both feet, and now spends a lot of time working on herself. Partial wins from resolving a painful past and old memories show up as the eczema disappearing, or being able to go to the store again on her own. This is not the only case where things simply went away. I've often heard that after addressing fear, long-term back pain and other issues disappear too. What about you? What would you, just by the way, like to lose? Well, I'm not sure where to start. No problem. You'll find plenty of helpful information here to piece together a clear picture of how to begin. Or if you prefer everything served on a plate, you might be interested in my latest work, a book that helps you create these small miracles and let certain problems fade away, just like many others practicing faster at home. Get the ebook today. Live life your way.